Hey guys, so today I wanted to go over the weird vegetable classification poster that you're going to be doing, and you'll have a couple days in class to work on this, so it's not going to happen overnight. It's worth 65 points, which is a huge amount of points for one project to have tied to it. And you'll be using kind of the same resources that you used for your paper in the last project you did, and this is our final little bit with taxonomy. Tried to think of something a little bit different and out of the box that may actually be kind of interesting to you. And this is what I came up with. So, your task, you'll be creating a poster about a vegetable that is not very common. Try to pick one that you've never heard of before so that you learn something and those around you will learn something too. I have a couple pictures of different vegetables that are a little bit less than common. So, there's two up here, and then at the bottom, there's a few more. I think these things look kind of weird. They look like little animals that are like curled up. Okay, so here's a list of vegetables that you can pick from, or you could find one on your own. These were just a few. Now, granted, some of these you probably have heard of before, like a sunchoke isn't extremely uncommon, or Romanesco isn't extremely uncommon either. But if you haven't heard of one of these, go for that one. Or again, you could just do a Google search and say, weird vegetables, and you'll get an entire list of things that are not created in the United States that we don't even have here available to us. Use one of those. You can choose how to set up the poster. Just be sure that you have all of the items below on it somewhere. So you want to find or draw a picture of your vegetable so that we can see what it looks like. So I just pulled a couple of these offline, like I said, but you could very easily just draw these out on the poster as well. If you're working remotely, you'll probably want to create like a Google Slides presentation for this. And you could use one slide and try to put all of your pieces on there. You're going to use the taxonomy, so you're going to be listing all the groups and subgroups if applicable, giving a brief description of what it means to be a part of that group. Start with kingdom and work your way down to species, just like you did last time with the other poster, how you told me each individual group and then gave a little synopsis of what it is. Maybe that particular group has flowers on it, or maybe the roots are aerial instead of underground, something like that. How do you eat this vegetable? Can you eat it cooked? Can you eat it raw, etc.? Like, what do you have to do in order to eat it? Or can you eat it a multitude of different ways? How do you grow it? Like, what does it need to survive? Maybe it needs more acidic environments, or maybe it needs like a really wet, swampy environment. How would you grow it if you were trying to grow it at home? Where can you naturally find this vegetable? That means not places where you could grow it, but if you were just walking around out in the wild, where would you find it at? Maybe Nova Scotia is where this vegetable is originally from, and that's where you would find it. How many varieties of it exist? Now, for some of these, there may just be one variety, but for others, there might be 3 or 4 different varieties. What common vegetable is it closely related to? And for all these, you will find that there is some type of vegetable that people have heard of. Maybe it's closely related to a carrot, or it's closely related to garlic, which is more of a root. Make sure that it is colorful. We want to attract attention with these because a lot of people haven't heard of these types of vegetables, so you want people to stop and say, oh my gosh, what is this? My idea is as long as we are in school, we will hang these out in the hallway. I love putting weird things out in the hallway because it always catches people's attention. And then you want to include your reference websites on the back of your poster. Don't put these on the front because they're not really that cool to look at. Put it on the back. That way you're still giving credit to whoever actually came up with the information, who really did the research for it. But we don't need to have these websites written out on the front of it. I don't want that on the front of your poster. So that last blurb here should not be on the front. And you can also put your name on the back, unless of course you want everybody to know that it was yours. In that case, you could put it right there on the front somewhere. So again, you'll have a few days to go through and do this, and at the end of it, you'll turn it into the turn-in bin from today. Alrighty guys, if you have any questions, shoot me an email. I'll talk to you soon.